that I like to kind of open up the table and invite other people to like participate. Like I like to have photographers kind of listen to my music for a second and then have them paint a picture. Like what do you see? Because I feel like I put so much detail in my music that I get so creatively drained that I'm like, I need to lean on someone. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Saintblu and I'm from Toronto, and you're watching my session with Off the Record. First question, how did the idea of the song Phases come about? Like most of my songs, I kind of start off with like the beat, and then I kind of just freestyle to it, and then I kind of go back and like cut the fat and whatever doesn't belong there, and then kind of just rearrange it. And I noticed that the common theme with Phases was kind of this back and forth in this relationship, this very hot and cold, and I kind of just went with it. And I think I was writing from my personal experience, but also like storytelling. A lot of my songs are storytelling, but a little bit of my experiences as well. But I think I like to kind of fluff up the original experiences to kind of make it more dramatic, because I don't know, I think it's more fun when you can be dramatic in your writing. A lot of your music seems inspired by interpersonal relationships in dating. What is it like dating as a young Black man in Canada? I feel like dating as like a Black queer person just anywhere is kind of sort of the same. But I think you need to have like some sort of thick skin, and you kind of have to like be comfortable with yourself, because if you're not, then you're gonna get trampled on. But I don't know, I haven't been on a date in a while, so I don't really remember, but I remember it just being interesting. Not too bad, but interesting. Can't wait to go out there and kiss boys again. This my queen hoe. What can you tell us about your upcoming EP set to drop this year, As He Pleases? What can I tell you about it? Well, I can tell you that I came up with the album title right before I even started like writing any of the songs. I knew that I wanted to title it As He Pleases because I wanted it to be like a genreless type album and kind of doing as I please. So you'll get a mix of like R&B, pop, alternative, still heavily rooted in R&B, but I think I'm putting my own little spin on that, which I'm really excited. So yeah, so just like sonically, but also lyrically, doing as I please, and you know, sharing stories that I wouldn't have before. And I don't know, I mean, like I wrote it, I mean, I started during quarantine, so I've, you know, I had more time to kind of be with myself and my thoughts and really unpack my bullshit. So you'll hear it in the EP, which I'm really excited about. So do you feel that you are becoming someone that you wish you had as a role model when you were younger? Does that put any pressure? I've always had like a weird relationship with like role models. I feel like this is so stupid, but like growing up, if you were to ask me who my role model is, I would have said Miley Cyrus because duh. But like as I grew older and understand what a role model was, I was like, okay, well, that's kind of lame. I don't know. I don't think I have a role model. I think that's kind of crazy to put so much pressure on someone like that, because like, I mean, people are always going to show you their best side. You're never going to see, you know, the bad sides, and that's just human, you know. So I realized that I don't really need a role model. I think I'm my own role model. If anyone wants to look up to me as a role model, I don't know, I wouldn't be against it, but also I would encourage them to kind of be their own role model, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I think I'd probably do that, but there's not too much pressure. What else we got here? Okay. You've had some collaborations with rapper Cameron. How did you two decide to work together, and what was your experience like? Cameron, I met through SoundCloud. I forget who liked whose song, but I remember just like sliding into his DM, and I had this one song called La Ya that I was working on, and I needed a feature, and I was like, I don't know, I think Cameron would probably be down. I love his stuff anyways. And he was down for it, and he ended up like featuring on it, and he killed it, and he's just like a really amazing person. I haven't met him yet. He's from Houston, Texas, so hopefully when this, you know, this Panera Bread is over with, we can go hang out and stuff. But I love working with him, and he actually ended up mixing and mastering my whole EP last year, the preview. So if you want to go check that out, that's live everywhere. But he ended up, doing his little magic on there. And he also ended up mixing Die For Me as well. So, but yeah, I love working with Cameron. He's always my go-to when I need like a rapper, because I know he can match my energy, and he did with Baby as well. Baby is like this pop R&B song, and I just wanted to challenge him, and he aced it. He killed it. He brought the exact energy I was giving out in that song, and I can't wait to work with him again. The visual components of your work have been beautiful to watch so far. From your album photography to your most recent music video, how important is it to you to visually communicate these themes in your music? So important, so very important, that I like to kind of open up the table and invite other people to like participate. Like, I like to have photographers kind of listen to my music for a second and then have them paint a picture. Like, what do you see? Because I feel like I put so much detail in my music that I get so creatively drained that I'm like, I need to lean on someone, Listen to the song, what do you feel, paint me a picture, and most time, like always, I end up loving what they see, and that's what I did with my friend David, who directed my Die For Me music video. I gave it to him. He was like, okay, I see you killing someone. And I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. But then again, the song is called Die For Me. So that's what I mean. I'm like, you get so creatively drained that you kind of forget, like, not forget, but you kind of like, you don't really have anything. You're not really inspired much afterwards, because you put in so much work in like this one song that it's like, I can't even think of anything visually. So what do you hear and what do you see? And that's what he did with Die For Me. He nailed it. So definitely love the visual aspect of anything. I think it's a lot of fun, and it kind of gets you excited and amped for what's to come. It's like a movie, All right, what else we got here? Where do you draw your musical inspiration from? So I grew up listening to a lot of like Brandy, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey as a kid. And then in my teenage years, I started listening to a lot of like the 1975, Cage the Elephant. So it went from like R&B to like this like angsty rock. And then I got really into like, my first grown-up concert was actually Marina and the Diamonds at the, what's it called, House? And there was some club in Toronto. I was like 15 and I went with my friends, and like that was my first like adult stand-up concert. Like, people are drinking and it smells like alcohol, and I'm like, what is going on? It was so like liberating. It was so much fun. And but yeah, I love everything. I love pop, I like R&B, so I try to put that in what I'm making right now, you know what I'm saying? So I love like, everything rooted in R&B, but then I like to kind of angst it up a bit and kind of have that come out through my lyrics. If it's not the melody, then it's the lyrics, because like, I'm a big fan of like country music as well, and I love just like the lyrics in country music, especially Casey Musgraves. I love her to death, and I love her writing, and I don't know, I just feel like country music and R&B, like this, just great writers. So yeah, clearly music inspiration from everybody. I love everything. In your song Die For Me, you open up with saying that you're a bad little bitch with an attitude, but your name is Saintblu. Are you a saint or are you a sinner? Definitely a saint, but others would say a sinner, but those others should be, locked up and disposed, because they hate us. But I think that's all. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Saintblu. You guys can find my music anywhere underneath Saintblu as well. You guys can follow me on TikTok at Saintblu, 2 U's. And this is the Off the Record session. Thanks for joining me.